Okay, funny story. So I started recording this 20 minutes ago, and then I had a look at the recipe I'm making. So this is how disorganized I was, but I thought I'd share with you how to do this. And it involved a whole lot of stuff, which I'm going to just flick through in a minute. But the purpose of cooking this afternoon is, as a team, we're going out for dinner tonight, and we're celebrating three things. We're celebrating Pearl's birthday, Pearl's insignificant birthday. Kat leaving the team a couple of months ago, but we haven't been able to get together because of COVID, and the lovely Irene, who turned 50 last weekend. I'm sure a lot of you who've seen these videos know the lovely Irene and how clever she is. So I'm making a cake to take to the restaurant. Haven't found the restaurant yet, but I'm fingers crossed they're going to let me go. So come along with me and let's have a bit of a look at what things I've been doing. All right. Okay, so I am going to make, the whole point of this is I'm making the chocolate tahini cake, gluten-free chocolate tahini cake. And one of the ingredients in that is black tahini. And I don't know if you've ever had a look, but it's pretty hard to find. So I thought, okay, that's no problems. I'll go to my favorite shop, The Source. I filled up a jar with black sesame seeds. I also need some white ones as well. So I got that as well, filled those up, and a few other bits and pieces. So the recipe that I totally didn't read is all about making tahini. And basically the first part is roasting the tahini seeds for 8 minutes. Then you got to let it cool for 10 minutes. So that's why when I started 20 minutes ago and I got through those stages, I thought, no, this is ridiculous. So we're starting again. However, it has roasted and it has cooled for 10 minutes. So now to the next stage here. Then, oh, I'm just using the mouse. That's silly. Put the lid on. 20 seconds, speed 10. Okay, that's my black sesame seeds. Well, they smell pretty good. Oh, look. Look at that. Lots of black. It's hard to see. It's also black. I'm gonna smells seriously good. All right. I'm gonna scrape down the sides. Get everything down from the top. And I've got a few on the lid here too, so I'm just going to scrape those in. So, you know, it's just amazing really that an ingredient that I need for the cake, I can't find it, but I can make it. Yay! Yay for Thermomix. There we are. Okay. Put those bits off there as well. So again, you probably can't see it very well, but it looks a little bit like a paste. Now, 50 grams of grapeseed oil. So the grapeseed oil is actually quite important that it's grapeseed because grapeseed has a very light flavor, hardly any flavor at all. So, you know, olive oil, you can get light olive oil, so it might be all right, but your grapeseed oil is much better. Also great for mayonnaise. I'm going to tip that in, 50 grams, scales on. So close, so close. That will do. 49 grams. Next, 1 pinch of sea salt. As my husband pointed out to me, I bought cooking salt, not if it is Himalayan. So 1 pinch of that going in. A bit coarse, that's all I'm saying. 10 seconds on speed 9. Scrape down the sides. right, put this off the top here. Can't really see this, but I will show it to you again. Goodness, very black, very black, very black, black and shiny. I'm going to push that down. There you go, might be see it better on there. That's what it looks like. Oh yeah, if I actually push it together, you can see it's very much like a paste. Okay, next, lid on again. It's going to give it another little blitz. 10 seconds, speed 9. Transfer into a sealable jar or container. Then place in the refrigerator until ready to use. Well, we're going to be using it almost straight away. So I'm actually just going to pop it to this glass container. We'll get a much better look at what it's, but the view of what it's like. Put those bits in there. Off the lid. And scrape this. So scraping, you always push it to the bottom of the bowl. Probably fed up with me saying this. But always push it to the bottom of the bowl. And then always scrape out in a clockwise direction, because then you are on the rounded side of the blades, not the sharp side. Tell you what, it does smell amazing, and it does smell like tahini. Looks like tar, but it smells seriously good. Okay, here we go. All right, pop that one aside. I'm going to get another bowl out. So there's our black tahini. I'm going to, so it's finished, place it in the fridge. Oh, I have to wash my hands too. Right, find the other recipe. My week. Gluten-free chocolate halva cake. It's actually, it's not called tahini cake. It's halva cake, because you have the halva and tahini, don't you? Sesame seeds. So here we go. Start cooking. Might help if we had a bowl. Yep, the oven is on. The cake tin is ready, and I've actually got some of these beautiful liners from the mix shop. So it's a 20 centimetre rose gold tin with the 20 centimetre liners. They were an incentive, as was the bowl. And I have reused it. So I did actually wash it quite nicely, and it survived, so I'm reusing. Next, 30 grams of white sesame. Remembering, because I've taken the lid off, I need to tear. 30 grams of white sesame. Okay. And 100 grams of blanched almonds. So I've also picked these up. These are had for a little while, but I've just restocked myself with the almonds. I don't use blanched because I'm not going to blanch them, and I can't see any problem with the skin. So my hands are clean. 100 grams, a couple of handfuls. Oh, not bad. There we go. Pop my lid on. And I'm going to have to wash this whilst this is blitzing, I think. So 10 seconds, speed 9. Now, I don't know if you saw that, but this little thing popped out of my bowl partway through. So what I actually need to do is ask service for a new one, because it's loose in there. And the reason it's actually there is there's a screw. I'll just show you, I think. But there is a screw in there, and this actually protects the screw from getting rusty or anything else. Pop it back in for the moment, but it only pops out when there's something like that happening, which is hard thing to, what am I saying? It's fast. It's fast. That's what I'm saying. And there are things bashing against the wall. So I'm pretty sure it's going to ask me to put into a bowl. Yeah. So that's the mixture. That's the sesame seeds and the almond meal, because it is a gluten-free cake. Okay, all of that goes in there. Okay, let's put that to the side. 180 grams of unsalted butter softened. It's a really good side effect to me getting everything totally muddled up before. Because I put my butter out before I started filming originally, and of course, so here we go. We have 180 grams of salted butter. Here we go. Oh, and by the way, with your butter wrappers, the best way to recycle them is actually soak them in some hot water. Then you can pull the paper away from the foil, and you can recycle the foil and the paper separately. So, because it is the two layers there. So you can't really. A bit hard to show here, but that is separating. I'm sure you've all seen a butter wrapper. It is separating there. And if you soak it in water, it makes it much easier to come apart. Okay, so we've got our butter in there. 150 grams of caster sugar. Put that in. I could have made it, but I was at work today, and I need to get this baked. So I actually bought some. Lid on. 20 seconds on speed 4. So it's just mixing it all together. Open down the sides as usual. Chocolate. Watch where the chocolate's going. Okay, so there we are. We've got our butter and sugar cream together. Don't do that, Mandy. You always tell people not to do that. Don't do it yourself. I don't normally do it. I don't know what made me do it. Pop the lid on again. 20 seconds, speed 4 again. Have a bit of a mix. Straight down the sides again. So it's just really creaming it. Oh yeah, pretty good. Around the sides. Take that off, clean fingers. There we are. Oh my goodness, again. Oh, hang on, what's going on here? I've done that, yeah. Insert measuring cup in the mixing bowl. Ah. So it's just creamed it a bit more, okay. Now, this is going to be turn speed such as speed 4. Meanwhile, follow the next step, which I think is going to be eggs. Taking that off there, and I'm going to slowly add the eggs in the top. So it's a really good example of it asks you to do something in the meantime, and then it says done, please click next, so that you know you've got to go on to the next step. All right. So we've got our eggs and butter and sugar. Vanilla. I'm really down to the last dregs of my vanilla. I've got to get some alcohol to put in here. Anyway, be pretty strong vanilla, I would imagine. 180 grams of black tahini. Here we go. Oh, it's so soft. Really is super soft. 81. 142. Sort of hoping it's going to be all of it. Not quite sure what I'm going to use the rest of it in. There we go. 184. So I've got a little bit left, but you have 200 grams of seeds. So maybe I should just put 180 in. 10 seconds, speed 4, magic speed 4 for cakes. $30 grams, it says gluten-free flour mix, okay? There are recipes, and this actually comes from a book, which is on Cookie Doo, called Good Food Gluten-Free. And at the front of that book, you've got the physical copy, or anyway, in that book, if you go to collections on Cookie Doo and put in Good Food Gluten-Free, one of the things it does show you how to make is a gluten-free flour. But again, I'm a bit busy. And, you know, I've got some. So didn't have it, I would make. So I'm taking the lid off. I'm actually going to scrape down the sides. It's looking very grey at the moment with oh my goodness, it smells amazing. Let's scrape down the sides so that I make sure everything gets mixed in. The different colours there. And tear the scales, and my gluten-free flour is in here. Look at these. These were a wedding present, would you believe it? A long time ago, 34 years ago. Still going strong. And a little bit of a story. So my mother's side of the family actually come from Suffolk. I don't know if she actually lived there. I don't think she did. But there's a book called A Suffolk Family, and it's all about the family. So just putting 30 grams in. Wow, good guess, Annie. Okay, my Suffolk family over here. 1 teaspoon of gluten-free baking powder. Reserve meal sesame seed mixture. This going in. Interesting, isn't it? Pop my lid on. 5 seconds, speed 5. So we've got our butter, we've got our eggs, we've got our sugar, we've got our tahini in there, the flour, the almond meal, the baking powder, everything in there. So there we are. It's asking me to actually scrape down the sides, which of course I will do. And I've realised, of course, there's actually no chocolate in the cake. There is chocolate on the ganache. So the ganache is just going to be chocolate and cream. Okay, pop that back in there. Pop my lid on again. 5 seconds, speed 4. Okay. And I'm going to put it into a tin. So I'll just bring my tin over here. And it's a very interesting looking coloured cake, but we'll see. I have made it once before and I think it was pretty good, but as I said, it's been a while. It was a toss-up between this one to make tonight, or the chocolate love cake, Danny Balance chocolate love cake, which I just love. But I thought, well, let's make something different. The others might have made the love cake. I don't know if any of them would have made this, so they can try something different. All right, usual story. I've got stuff around the blades there, so I'm popping it on. If any of you were on here live, I'm sure you would tell me. I am going to I'm going to save that there. I'm going to swipe. I'm going to go into turbo. And I'm going to turbo, which is going to flick everything off the blades onto the side of the bowl. And again, as always, remembering you have to get out of turbo. So if you hit that, the saved recipe, it will let you out of turbo. Just take its time and release the lid. Otherwise, the lid will not release if you're still in turbo. So can you see the difference there? I've got all, it's come off my blades. So I'm just going to finish scraping this out. So it's pushing it down again to the bottom. And going round in a clockwise direction. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to pop this in the oven. Show you what it looks like in a sec. Just scraping that around a little bit. And what's that spoon? Let's get this off here as well. Waste not, want not. There we go. All right, so that's what it looks like. Interesting color. And I'm just going to check. So we've gone to those 3 dots and I go recipe detail, come down here. So it's going to bake for 30 to 35 minutes at 160 until firm to the touch and the wooden skewer inserted in the center comes out clean. Then I'm going to allow it to cool in the tin for 5 minutes and turn out to cool completely. After that, I'm going to make the chocolate ganache. That's going to be literally chucking my chocolate in and linsing it all up, cream, and gently heating that at 50 degrees for 3 minutes. I'm going to pour it on the cake. So I will make sure when I upload this, I put a picture of the cake as the picture that goes with the video. So I hope it was interesting for you to see that you can actually make tahini, even though it takes a little bit of time in regards to the heating up and then the letting it cool to milling stage. But it's a different cake, and I'll let you know how it goes and how well it's received tonight. Sorry, I've got dirty tahini fingers. I'm just trying to find the stop of recording. Anyway, yes, I'll let you know how it goes. See ya.